Hello students, we were continuing with the chapter Bholi, in which we had seen that at the order of Tehsildar Sahib, Bholi's father had sent her to school. There at the school, when she was asked about her name, she stammered and could not speak. Then she started crying and sobbing, and at the end, when the school got over, when the teacher encouraged, she was able to speak her full name, that is Bholi. Let us see what happens and what positive impact it happens on her life. So when the school bell rang and all went away, all the girls scurried and they went away, there is all alone Bholi remaining in the classroom with the class teacher. And with the soft and soothing voice of the class teacher, she was able to and she tried to spell out her name. She tried that again she should not bring disgrace to her, and she was able to speak up. What happened when she was able to speak and spell out her name, Bholi? She was able to deliver it, and she felt so relieved, as if it was a great achievement. No doubt, for an inconfident person like Bholi, who has never been encouraged by anybody, it was a great achievement. And the teacher encouraged her by saying, "Well done." The teacher praised her. The teacher patted her affectionately and said, "Put the fear out of your heart and you will be able to speak like others." So, this is the first time somebody has told that she can do something and she is equal to the others. There is nothing inferior in her, and she can also live as others in the world. Bholi looked up as if to ask, "Really?" Because never before had she ever been encouraged by anybody in the world, nor even from her own family members, her parents. Yes, it is very easy. You just come to school every day. Will you, Bholi? And Bholi said yes, because she was very happy. And when she left for home, the teacher also gave her a nice book in which there were some nice pictures which were painted in color: dog, cat, goat, horse, parrot, tiger, and a cow, just like Lakshmi. And with every picture was a word in big black letters. So she was taught the alphabets by relating it with these pictures. In 1 month, you will be able to read this book. Then I will give you a bigger book. Then a still bigger one. In time, you will be more learned than anyone else in the village. And gradually, you will be the most learned girl in the village. Then no one will ever be able to laugh at you. See how the teacher has given her hope. People will listen to you with respect, and you will be able to speak without the slightest stammer. And when you will get respect, when you will get confidence, you will not even stammer. Understand? Now you can go home and come back early morning tomorrow. Bholi felt as if suddenly all the bells in the village temple were ringing and the trees in front of the schoolhouse had blossomed into big red flowers. The world suddenly became so joyful, so colorful for her, and so happy for her. She was brimming with confidence and happiness. Her heart was throbbing with a new hope and a new life. She had no idea that something good can happen in her life also, and she could also be good. She can also excel. Why do Bholi's parents accept Vishambar's marriage proposal? Let us see what happens. Thus the years passed. The village became a small town. Gradually the village also expanded and developed into a town. The little primary school became a high school. There were now a cinema under a tin shed and a cotton ginning mill. So we can see how the village has improved and developed. That there's a cinema hall also, though it is not a proper one. It is just under a tin shed, not a nicely constructed one, and also a cotton ginning mill. So we can see that there is a mill there. People can get their cotton sold there, and they can also get employment. The mail train began to stop at their railway station. That means it is a big town and a lot of people board the train from there, so it is a stop now. One night after dinner, Ramlal said to his wife, "Then shall I accept Bishamber's proposal?" Now, who is Vishambar? Vishambar is a man, an aged man, who has offered or proposed to marry whom? Bholi. Yes, certainly. His wife said, Bholi will be lucky to get such a well-to-do bridegroom. Well-to-do means rich bridegroom. Though he is very big in age, but still he is rich. A big shop, a house of his own, and I hear several thousand rupees in the bank. So he is a very good man, and Bholi would in fact be very lucky to get married to him. Moreover, he is not asking for any dowry. And the best part is, one thing, he is rich. On the other hand, he is not even asking for dowry. Dowry, as you know, children, is the system of taking money or precious articles like car, house, etc. We also call it Dahej. That's right. But he is not so young, you know, almost the same age as I am. Can you imagine that this man whom she would be getting married is of the age of her father, and he also limps. So we can understand here that he is physically challenged. Moreover, the children from his first wife are quite grown up, and he also has children, and that also grown up children. So do you think, students, that such a match is suitable for Bholi, because he is uh, he is an aged person, he limps, and third thing, that he also has children. So Bholi could get a better groom than this one, but because of the perspective of the parents, she would have to marry him. Moreover, the children are from the first wife are grown-ups. So we can imagine what kind of a marriage proposal they are thinking about, and they are even accepting it happily. So what does it matter? His wife replied. So the father is a bit hesitant, but the mother doesn't care. The mother said that his wife, that 45 or 50 only he is. It is no great age for a man. He is just 45 or 50. Can you imagine a girl in 20s marrying a man of 45 or 50? It is not a proper match. We are lucky that he is from another village and does not know about her pockmarks. She is worried that my girl is not very sharp, very sensible, and also has pockmarks and even lacks sense. She is slow mentally. If we don't accept this proposal, she may remain unmarried for her entire life. This is what the mother thinks. That means the mother still does not know about the caliber, the talent she has got or she has earned. And she believes that marrying to this man would be all right. Yes, but I wonder what Bholi will say. Whenever somebody is to be married or a match is to be made, it should always involve the consent of both the girl and the boy. So the father is saying that I wonder what Bholi will say. What is her consent? What will that witless one say? She is an unintelligent, witless laid girl. And what would be her opinion? Nothing. She is just like a dumb cow. You can send her to anywhere. Maybe you are right, muttered Ramlal. That means the mother is ignorant, not aware about her talent, and even the father finally agrees that the wife is right, that it is okay to marry her. In the other corner of the courtyard, Bholi lay awake on her cot, listening to her parents' whispered conversation. Now, Bholi is also awake and she is listening to the conversation of the parents, and she can understand what her life could be in the future. Bishambhar Nath was a well to do grocer. So he had a grocery shop and he was a rich person. He came with a big party of friends and relatives with him for the wedding. A brass band playing a popular tune from an Indian film headed the procession. You know that there was a band also playing, as in typical Indian marriages. There's a band, and all the procession or the barat goes on, um, following the band, with the bridegroom riding a decorated horse, as happens in India, that it is an Indian wedding. So the groom or the boy is sitting on a decorated horse. Ramlal was overjoyed to see such pomp and splendor. Ramlal was very happy that such a rich pomp and splendor, rich person was coming to get her daughter married or get married to her daughter, and he was coming with a lot of pomp and show and a lot of splendor also. That means he was rich and showing off his wealth nicely. So it was a very lavish wedding. He had never dreamed that his fourth daughter would have such a grand wedding. So it was much beyond his expectations, especially for Bholi, who was so slow and who had pockmarks. So Bholi would get married in such a grand way he had never thought of. Bholi's elder sisters, who had come for the occasion, were envious or jealous of her luck. Can you imagine that she's getting married to an elderly person? Still, these ladies or the girls are jealous of her. When the auspicious moment came, the priest said, "Bring the bride." So, the bride or the girl was called for wedding ceremony. Bholi, clad or wearing a red silken bridal dress, was led to the bride's place near the sacred fire. We know that 7 times they move round the fire. In this way, the marriage takes place. So she comes in this red silk bridal dress to get married. Garland, the bride, one of his friends, prompted Bishambarnath. So now finally it is the time to the get married, and obviously it is exchanging of garlands that normally happens when they get married. So one of the friends of Bishambarnath said this. The bridegroom lifted the garland of yellow marigolds. We know this yellow marigolds are the common flowers which are used in all the worships in India. and it is the easily available flower. A woman slipped back the silken veil from the bride's face. Now, this is the time to garland her, and at this time, another lady slipped back the silk veil, or what we call a veil, gungat. So this veil was slipped back, and now the face of Bholi was made visible before Bishambar Nath. Bishambar took a quick glance that how is the bride? Maybe he had no idea how she looked. The garland remained poised in his hands. But as soon as he saw the pock marks on her face, then he was just still with the garland. The bride slowly pulled down the veil over her face, and the bride felt shy, and she again covered her face with the veil. "Have you seen her?" said Bishamber to the friend next to him. "She has pockmarks on her face." So we can understand how, because of the smallpox, the pockmarks were created on the face, and Bishamber has now seen this for the first time, and he is a bit shocked here, and he is sharing this with his friend. She has pockmarks on her face. So what? You are not young either. Now the frank opinion came from the friend. He also said, "So what? If she has pockmarks, you are also not a young man." "Maybe, but I am to marry her. Her father must give me 5,000 rupees." Now as soon as Bishambar Nath saw the pockmarks on the face of Bholi, he demanded a sum of 5,000 rupees, which was not mentioned anywhere earlier, and he was marrying without a dowry. But suddenly he changed his decision and demanded for a dowry of 5,000 rupees to marry Bholi. This was absolutely unexpected for anyone here. Let us see if if Ramlal is able to give these 5,000 rupees and Bholi gets married, or there is something else awaiting us. Students, revise this part of the chapter nicely and try to understand.